Ron, it's truly an honor and a pleasure to welcome you to your own conference. You built this brand with a lot of hard work, a lot of sweat over the past 20 years. From 2003 to 2024, an amazing journey. Before I go to the 2003, first I want to acknowledge and appreciate what a great conference this has been. The biggest, the best, everybody I've spoken to, tons of speakers, hundreds of attendees, everybody loved. They came here, they never went back until the conference got done. So congratulations on behalf of all of us for this amazing concept that you created.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate those comments. About a year ago, when we started planning this PanIIT conference, our objective was to make it the best, the biggest conference PanIIT has ever had, and to set a new standard for the future PanIIT meetings. If I may say so, PanIIT was formed in 2002. Its objectives were two main objectives: branding and alumni services. And we've been expanding on those objectives ever since. Our last PanIIT physical meet was in 2017. Then 3 years ago, when I became president during COVID times, I made it an objective of myself that as soon as the COVID pandemic is over, we're going to go back to a physical PanIIT meet. And about a year ago, when I talked to many of my fellow alumni, they all indicated that they're itching for a physical conference. And I'm glad things have turned out well. Thank you.
It not only has turned out well, it has been great, Ron. Most importantly, when you start with this idea of doing it, obviously pandemic has given us a huge setback, but like you said, use the word, people were itching to come back and network together. It is not an easy task because, a lot of things used to happen. You have to find the right place, right city, right venue, but more importantly than anything else, the right leadership team who are willing to roll up the sleeves and be dedicated to this cause and not get done until it is completely done. So some thoughts on picking up the leadership team.
Absolutely. First is about the site selection. Before pandemic, we were looking at Las Vegas as a potential site. A lot of conferences are held in Las Vegas, and people go to Las Vegas because of its attraction. Second location we looked at was Orlando. Again, a lot of conventions, conferences are held in Orlando. Third one we talked about was Washington. Washington, because of its proximity to the government, a lot of tourist attractions and so on. So we analyzed all three, and then when we kind of were leaning towards Washington, we met with the potential leadership team we would work with in the Washington area. So we met with Capital IIT team because that was the traditional approach that PanIIT meet then should be executed by a local chapter. Met with them And we were pleased that they were excited and they'll be able to handle all aspects. The last part of the selection, after we selected Washington, was the venue. The local team looked at 3 different venues, and they were coming with a recommendation on another venue which was more economical and cost effective. But I had visited all 3, and I was truly impressed with the Gaylord location, Gaylord facility itself. So we told them it has to be Gaylord. And so we quickly agreed on Gaylord. And as all the visitors, all the participants I've talked with, they say it's absolutely the best venue they've been to for a conference. Talking about the leadership team here, the capital IIT appointed Syed Chowdhury as the chair, and then the team around him. I was impressed with them, and also because Syed has a facility in Virginia which can be used for week-to-week planning of the conference. So we appreciate everything Syed has done for this conference and the team that he has gathered around him. Kudos to every one of the team members. They've done fantastic. Thank you.
Absolutely, I second that sentiment along with hundreds of attendees here. They have done a fabulous job. I remember back in October when you paid a visit to us for the IIT Bay Area Alumni Conference, I reached out to you and then I asked you where you're doing it, and you said Washington DC, and I asked Ron, why are you doing it in DC in December? It's going to be cold, and you said no, you haven't seen the venue. When you come there, you're not going to get out of that place. And truly that was the experience. We came here on Friday, we are still here till Sunday. So thank you for that vision, for that leadership. Truly appreciate you, especially giving me the opportunity to come and be part of this fabulous conference and be able to interview such great speakers and create content for PanIIT. Thank you for that opportunity, Ron. Really appreciate that. Moving on, again about the PanIIT is the 20th year of the establishment. I was again with you and the team at the Rayburn House. 3 major accomplishments we had. Of course, one was to recognize by the US House of Congress, who I think the Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy helped us get that. That was amazing. The second was the institution of the award, facilitated again by money to IEEE, and to honor J.C. Bose's legacy of what he missed out during his lifetime and after his life that was not recognized by him. So finally it was recognized by that. And third and most important is the India-US connections and how we are building that moving forward. So your thoughts on this huge achievement for the IIT alumni in general and PanIIT in particular?
Thank you. Yes, there have been quite a few positive outcomes, including what you've mentioned already. We had a good relationship with the U.S. Congress. We had good cooperation from the state of Maryland, particularly Lieutenant Governor Aruna Miller, who got us a tax exemption in the state of Maryland. The Indo-US relations and the tremendous lineup of the speakers we got. Today, we achieved 2 more things. We signed an MOU with the first group to work with India on encouraging the youth in robotics and other activities. Second, we signed an understanding with the Department of Telecommunication within Government of India. So we'll be providing experts. But before I end this interview, I also want to mention that from now on, PanIIT is going to get back to its original schedule of meetings. I've already talked with people in India. We typically have done alternate PanIIT meets in the US and in India. So the next PanIIT meet will be in India. The date and the location will be announced. And then 2 years later, again, back here. So I promise that PanIIT is going to become bigger and better and provide more and more recognition of its brand and also expand the alumni services. That's our charter. Thank you very much for this interview. Really appreciate it.
No, Ron, pleasure is all mine. Thank you, not just for this opportunity, like I said, personally to me, but for creating this brand the last 20 years, for getting around the right leadership continuously, and most importantly, for continuously instilling the value system and making sure that is inculcated to every generation of leaders that come here. I have no doubt, along with many others, that this will continue to grow and you will continue to foster this beautiful relationship going forward. My pleasure again. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.